Hi guys, Alan here from Gamecraft Miniatures. I am here tonight to talk to you about a couple of new versions of an existing product. A little history here. These paint stations and paint racks we've been manufacturing here for several years now, and the idea behind these is that the paint racks go on your workbench and stay there, and that's how you organize and store all of your paints. I use these myself, and I have several of them on my workbench. I'll show you guys a picture right now of what my workbench looks like. So that's what these were designed for, to go on your workbench. We also created these painting stations, which are portable, and they're meant to go with you wherever you go and take the paints you need for the project you're working on, the project you have, a water cup, places for some brushes and things like that. So this can go from your workshop to your coffee table in the living room, to your desk at work, over to a friend's house, to a convention, wherever you need to go with the project you're working on. Everything will be in one place, and it's very convenient. And I use mine all the time. Right now mine is just covered with British airborne troops and a couple of universal carriers that I'm working on, or Bren carriers. So I'll take this, to the convention a couple of weekends ago, and then I'll take it into my office in the house. I'll take it out here into the shop, wherever I happen to need it. I have everything I need for that particular project all in one place. So they're really handy. So like I said, these are meant to go anywhere. These are meant to stay on your workbench. Now, I've been talking to a lot of customers lately at conventions and places like that, and what they're telling me is that a lot of people have more paints than what'll fit in here, but fewer than what fit in here. And there's a lot of people that live in small apartments. Maybe they're in the military, they live in the barracks, maybe they're in college and they're in the dorms. Whatever their situation is, they don't really have a dedicated workbench where they can get a couple of paint racks and set them up on the bench. So their workbench becomes this, or this becomes their workbench. And it goes to wherever they can put it, on the coffee table or the dining room table or wherever they happen to want to be working. And then when they're done, they can put it away somewhere. Maybe it goes under the bed, maybe it goes up on a shelf, whatever. So for a lot of people, this has become their workbench, and that's kind of cool. But I've been hearing from some people that they wish they could store a few more paints in here. Maybe not as many as one of these, but just a few more, because maybe they don't have, only 15 or 20 paints. Maybe they got 30 paints, and they want to be able to put them all together on what is now essentially their workbench. So, leads us to tonight's new products. These are the painting stations version 2.0. The other ones all still exist. They're all still available. These are available as an option. Basically what it does is, instead of giving you 2 rows of paint bottles, it gives you 3 rows now. So in this case, it gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more bottles than what it held before. The overall size is exactly the same. It works with the painting station drawer unit that we make that goes underneath. It works with the painting station light unit that goes on here. That's why we left it all exactly the same size. Now, in order to do that, we had to lose a little bit of this space here, just in the depth. We lost about 1 inch, which is not a lot. And you're only going to have, a few miniatures out here at once anyways. So losing about 1 inch of this real estate here is really not a big deal. Everything else has remained the same. I think we adjusted the size of a couple of these brush holes while we're at it, to make some of the brushes fit in there a little tighter and not wobble so much. Some of the more popular brands, like the Winsor Newton brushes and things like that, so we got those holes kind of snugged up a little bit there. But other than that, it's the exact same unit. It goes together the same way. The instruction sheet is the same. It just gives you 1 extra row of paint bottles. And this is the version for the Vallejo style dropper bottles, also Army Painter. We call it the 26mm painting station because the diameter of the holes is 26mm. So if your paint bottles are that size, they'll fit here. This is the what we call the 34mm version because it holds the GW Citadel Bottles pots as they're called, I think. And exactly the same thing has happened here. We've added a third row, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more bottles than the previous one held. Everything stayed the same up here, and again we've lost a little bit of space here on the working space here. These bottles are bigger than the 26 millimeters, so in this case we had to move this out just a tiny bit over an inch, so you actually lose a little more than an inch on this one. But even then, as you can see, the amount of space here, if you had a dozen 28 millimeter miniatures out there, you'd have no problem, or a dozen micro armor vehicles, no problem. So there's still plenty of room to work. And again, we kept all the overall dimensions the same. Same accessories work, the lights, the drawer units, everything's the same. So those are our two new units, the 26 millimeter and the 34 millimeter Painting Stations version 2.0. Hope you guys like them. They're available online now and ready to ship. So thank you very much for watching, and you can find these at gcmini.com right now.